Alright, so everyone wants strong Dungeons and Dragons characters. Because of many reasons. But a lot of people say, no, Dungeons and Dragons, it's about friends and cooperation and about the story. And I am here today to tell you something very important lesson. You can have all those things, and not only that, you can have them even better if you have strong characters. So that is why I'm here today to explain to you the top 5 reasons why you should make strong characters in Dungeons and Dragons. I am Grimbold of the Unfiltered Inn. You can see it in the terrible background behind me, and this is part of something. Yeah, we'll explain that later. First, the top 5 reasons. Here they are. Alright, so the first reason that you want your character to be strong is because you want your character to have a very distinct and strong identity. Part of the reason why people play Dungeons and Dragons is so they can play with a character that has certain skills. Now, what you don't want is for your character to have all of the skills. That's not possible. This isn't a one-person game, it's a team game where you have a party. But everybody in the party should have specific things that they are good at, specific moments that they can take the spotlight. And it's important that if you want to take the spotlight, you can actually do something. For example, you can build this character that is very good at doing damage in one hit. Well, you can multi-class it and make it all kinds of weird things, but the point is, you'll be good at doing one big damage in one hit, but somebody else will be good at, well, everything else, because if you go to that route, you can't do anything else. And that's fine, that's the point, because you want that moment where there is this dragon, and you roll a natural 20, and then you say, okay, I want to put all of the smites on this, and then you roll 200 damage, and the dragon is dead, and it's amazing, and that's what you want. You'll never pass an athletics check, but who cares, you have somebody else for that in your party. Second reason ties into this one. Very important. What you want to do when you play Dungeons and Dragons is, well, you want to do things. You want to feel like you're a part of a world, and within that world you can affect the world, you can affect action. And nothing's worse than being part of some situation or a combat, or maybe it's political intrigue, who knows what your DM's throwing your way, and then you roll a check and you constantly roll low because you have terrible stats and you have a terribly min-maxed character that's good at nothing instead of good at something. You want to be good at things, because that way you can feel like you're a part of the world and you're affecting the world. And that's one of the biggest draws of Dungeons & Dragons. That's why you play it. You want to do things, unlike in real life. Yeah. Right, third point, which is sort of like the second point, but who cares? The third point is that if you can do things, and everybody in your party can do things, because remember, this is a cooperative game and it is a team game. There's important parts. You're not doing this as a single person. This is a whole group of people working together to do things. If every one of these people has strong skills and distinct skills, you will be able to do lots of different things, and not only that, but you will feel like a valuable member of your party, because you will be able to contribute something to the things that everybody wants to do, and you will have your moment in the spotlight. So, you want strong characters, because, you don't want to be useless in your party, right? Yeah. And lastly, these are very important consideration, because Dungeons and Dragons is not only about you, the player, it is also about an often forgotten member of every group, the Dungeon Master. You know, the one who does all the work. So, lots of people say things like, oh, you can't build min-max terribly overpowered characters because it'll ruin your Dungeon Master's experience. And I'm here to tell you today, no, that's not true at all. Actually, Dungeon Masters want to be able to give you, unless they suck, but who knows, want to be able to give you an epic experience with you and your party where you can do great deeds and solve things and be effective, and they can't do that if you suck. So, you want to have strong characters, not only because it makes it more fun for you, because you can affect the world and feel like you are a distinct and powerful character, you also want it because that way your DM can actually give you interesting scenarios and situations to work with. It's far more interesting to fight some huge, big demon lord thing than to fight a cellar full of rats. I mean, that's fine for like maybe first thing you do, but you get the point. So, make your DM happy. Let your DM finally play the epic game scenarios that he can never get to play because groups never stick around for level 20, and make strong characters for him. Or her. Or them. Do it. It's amazing. Alright, so we understand now that making strong characters is fun. It allows you to have a distinct character that can do certain things. Right? Yes, things. That can actually do things. Right, important. It allows you to be a team player, it allows you to affect the world, and it allows you to it gives your DM the opportunity to make interesting scenarios for you, with maybe a little bit of extra danger sprinkled in. It's fun. But one thing we haven't really looked at is the last reason number 5, is because Dungeons & Dragons is a very intricate game with a lot of options and possibilities to choose from, and part of the fun of such a huge and rich system of characters, subclasses, classes, races, and everything to choose from is that you get to explore that. And the best way to explore it is to try to find the coolest and most interesting combinations of characters that can do the most distinct and interesting things. So not only is it something that it's fun for you, it's fun for your party, it's fun for the DM, but it's also a way to really sort of pay respect to the diversity and complex richness of the game of Dungeons & Dragons itself. Alright, so, now that I've properly shown you how full of myself I am, it's time to go on to the next step, which is to tell you what this is all about. Well, this is really just sort of an introduction for me to bother you with my hobby, which is to make interesting and strong characters. The future of this general thing we're doing here, the Unfiltered Inn over there, is to make just interesting and distinct characters, not only because it's fun for me, but also because it's fun for you, the player. So yeah, that's what we do. So watch out for content in the future. We're going to be giving you all kinds of interesting character builds. Some you may have heard of, some you may not have heard of, and some you may feel are absolutely disgustingly overpowered, and that's the point. And some you may feel like, well, they're also disgustingly overpowered, but you still kind of want to play them, and that's also the point. So watch out for more content. This was me from the Unfiltered Inn, telling you things that you should know. See you in the future.